Raiders and Colts face off for the 4th straight season. The common theme in the previous 3 meetings? Offense, with these two combining for 196 points. We'll see if either defense can step up next.
GA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Hoosier State and Lucas Oil Stadium in downtown Indianapolis. Just as we were ready for air, it was the Colts emerging from the locker room to great fanfare here in Indy. They're ready to go as the Colts get set to match up with the Las Vegas Raiders. Alongside my partner Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. CD, you look at the Raiders in this matchup, you figure they've got to be looking forward to this one. They've got a clear advantage on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and they totally understand it, not just by running the numbers, but those numbers do play into it because you've got one of the better passing offenses in the league, a top 10 unit, going up against one of the poor defenses in the league. So I think we're going to see these guys take some shots downfield. But right from the start, I expect them to attack and get right after them.
So here's Kaimi Fairbairn to do the honors. And we are underway from Indianapolis. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And they'll be led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year for 2020 in his 2nd season, former Oregon Duck, Justin Herbert.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting on a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. On the handoff, it's Akers.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency.
And he'll be brought down by the Colts. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the 1st down sack. Throwing on 2nd and long. Herbert completing it here to Marvin Jones. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Herbert now. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. 5 yards, and that means they come up short as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. So, Charles, first drive here, a little safe completion underneath, maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Now Jones. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. A big play that time through the air. 38 yards.
As we've seen over the years, offense coordinators will often ease their way into drives. Many of them don't want to risk a turnover or put their defense in a bad spot, but not in this case.
Not at all. Forget about easing into it. They took a shot. It worked. They'll run. This is Darrell Henderson. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The numbers a week ago for Henderson. 17 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish a run game.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off the option, here's Gaskin. And he maneuvers way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Second down, it's Henderson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On the handoff, it's Gaskin. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Throwing, Jones. He'll get this underneath to Henderson. And they'll get him down short of the 1st down, right on the 10-yard line. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Henderson going to run for it. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. On 1st down, Justin Herbert. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble, and the Colts pick it up. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jones into the hands of his receiver, Anderson. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. Back to throw. Jones. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it, it doesn't work. And the Raider D, they get the football back. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. And partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know...
looking for water, but this is intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. So problems with air and passing continuing. Remember, he threw 2 picks in the loss last week, and now another here in this 1st quarter.
And sometimes, partner, this is the result of a quarterback who's simply trying to do too much. Feels like he's trying to make up for what he did last week, and you can't do it all on one throw.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Jones. He's got his big tight end, Gronkowski. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. 7 yards, the pickup there. Brings up 2nd and 3. Now Jones is going to bat this forward on the jet sweep. And this won't be enough to pick up the 1st. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Brings up 3rd down. Now Jones from the gun on third down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. And now the Colts call on their field goal unit here. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the Colts hit the scoreboard first. It's 3-0. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. It's what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. Going deep here for Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for this with Akers. And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground. Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball? Absolutely. You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early. That throw into the arms of Allen. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we? We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield. They'll run on first down with Akers. Finds a seam inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. One thing that's great about watching him run, Charles, he doesn't hesitate. He got to the left side of his O-line and just went. So there's two ways to look at that. One, just absolutely unconcerned, just takes off and goes. But more the latter, I think, which is he has absolute confidence in the guys in front of him, the guys doing the blocking for him. He just takes it and goes with abandon. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Raiders with the football here to begin quarter number 2. Options galore here, 2nd and a few inches. On 2nd and inches, Herbert. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. The Raiders into the red zone for the first time. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Herbert. Quickly a slant to Renfro. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Back to throw here, Herbert. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. A very costly sack there on 3rd and goal. Pushes him back big time. And now you figure the field goal team coming on 4th. I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page. After the sack on 1st down, Herbert. He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This is caught. That time 12 yards on the pass play, but still shy of where they needed to go. 4th and goal. They'll run for it with Akers. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. It's his 9th rushing touchdown on the year and 11th overall. And the Raiders have taken the lead. So 4th and goal. Their head coach gave that offensive line one more chance to punch it in, and this time they were successful.
They certainly paid off the coach's confidence, didn't they? And how about the fact that they stayed with the ground game? Because a lot of times in that situation, partner, we see teams try and roll the quarterback out, give him a little run-pass option, and treat it like a 2-point conversion play. In this case, they went with a little bit more power and got it done.
Extra point up and good by Succop, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive spans 13 plays. And it was Cam Akers who capped it off with a touchdown. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Off the option, here's Gaskin. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. So, Charles, here we are, Week 17. Both of these teams playing their 16th game of the regular season. And obviously for decades, that was the full season. But as we all know, a little strange, still one more game to go next week.
Yeah, Brandon, I think we're both interested to see how things play out next week because we know their division titles and wild card spots up for grabs. So those teams, no doubt, they'll be all in. But how would you like to go in front of a team that's 3-13 and say, okay, guys, one more time, let's go get them. If we win, it benefits someone else.
Barry on to punt as he gets this one away. 39 yards on the punt, give him just 1 yard on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated.
A contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. It's a big play there for Vegas. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And that's how you start a drive, because you know they had this play in their back pocket, waiting for the right time to unleash it. And boy, did they pick the right opportunity. Unleashed it big time, and that was also a big-time throw.
Herbert on 1st down now. And Waller taking it in over the middle. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Neville Hewitt able to record his 5th sack of the season. CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though. And they could barely get a glove on it before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And this is going to be incomplete. On now is the field goal team here as the Raiders will try for 3. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. Succop's kick is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
Green to bring it back. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And the Colts coming out now. Just a lone field goal for them so far, trailing 10-3 as they come up 1st and 10. A carry by Henderson to start the drive. And a penalty flag down as he gets only about a yard. And let's listen in on the call. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Jones throw complete there to Bateman. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Looking to throw. Jones. And he'll find Henderson there. It's complete. The Colts on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Back to throw. Jones. That's taken in by Henderson. A solid stiff arm. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
The Colts on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Uncorks one for Davis. And it's a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. Here's Jordan Berry now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And that will come the offense as they take over. On 1st down, it's Herbert. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. 2nd and 5. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. A false start penalty, and now they're back to needing 10 yards on 2nd down. Here's Herbert. Jones has it. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 3rd down. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And he is going to have the Raiders' 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On the give, this is Akers. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. On 2nd and 9, Herbert. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. On 1st and 10, Herbert. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. To throw on 2nd and 10, Herbert. For Keenan Allen, that's complete. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 31-yard line. It's a gain of 17 yards. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. And this is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Cam Akers with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Raiders add on to their lead. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack. And you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone.
Extra point try now for Succop. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was Cam Akers who capped it off with a touchdown. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Robbie Anderson making his way back onto the field. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? 2nd quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us, but sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And got his man complete. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Now Jones. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And the Raiders pick it up. And the return will stop it well inside their own 20 at the 15-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And with a 17-3 cushion already, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line.
I know you feel that. Recovered by the offense.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. On now to a check on the next-gen stats in the first half for the Raiders. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they too were able to take advantage of a soft secondary, as both of these two teams really threw the ball at will in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
It's second down and 10.
On second down, it's Henderson. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
It's 3rd and 8.
Throwing Jones. Finding Harris over the middle. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the first down at around the 22. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. A 41-yard punt there with no return. So here comes the Raiders offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. On first down, Justin Herbert. Open man, that's Renfro. And he's got to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. On the draw, here's Sanders. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11.
Out of the gun, Herbert. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. Gave a glimpse of his power that time. And then brought down at the 30. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. He's going to look for Allen now on the deep ball. And this one dropped in the end zone. Looked like a touchdown, but not to be. And now it's 4th down. And Suckup will put this one right through. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So just 3 points there, but that important in the grand scheme of things because it's now a 3-score lead.
And to now, the other guys haven't shown that they can do anything offensively, so just take the points, keep adding that cushion, and let your defense win you the football game.
Green to bring it back. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked so well, and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Cameron Hayward, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman. And this one will be taken up. They'll spot it right at the 7. That'll be good for 6, but now it's 4th down. Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On 1st down, Akers. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll try the air now with Herbert. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 27-yard line.
And on Las Vegas, 1st down.
They'll run here with Akers. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Now it's Herbert. Stay, but now he's swallowed up and taken down. Dee Ford has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Herbert now. He's got a man open. It's Hunter Renfrow. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Justin Herbert looking to pass. And he finds Waller in the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Darren Waller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point put through by Succop, and the lead is now 24. Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. Green to bring it back. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Jones. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Give them 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up the 3rd down.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screen play is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
Jones to throw on 3rd down. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're continuing to rock and roll, and at intermission, maybe sometimes you fear after such a good first half of a letdown, but that wasn't the case.
And what I remember most about being in those situations is exactly what you're talking about. You almost have that sense of satisfaction. You're like, we're doing really well. But I remember one time someone saying, winning's fun, but so is playing really well. Why would we want to do otherwise? That was the message, to keep the intensity up, to keep things going, and that's exactly what we're seeing here from this team.
Yeah, it's helped them extend their lead. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course, you got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
He'll look downfield for Waller. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big play there for the Raiders. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. Looking again for Waller, and he's got him again. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
It's going to be 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Herbert. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Again, Herbert. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Marvin Jones, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the silver and black continue to roll. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was the super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth it. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And I think they're going to at least take a look at this. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point up and good by Succop, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Green to bring it back. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake.
And he's going to lose yardage here. as they will switch ends as time has run out on this third quarter of play. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. But we'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The Colts on third down, a very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. Richard on the return. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Here's Akers. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Going right back to Akers. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21. The Raiders on third down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 8. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. Back to throw here, Herbert. He's got a man. That's Keenan Allen. And he'll be just shy of the 20 at the 19 as he goes out of bounds. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. As the Colts offense makes their way out, we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight. Yeah, I am impressed. That means 2 weeks if I'm not mistaken, correct? But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadrupled. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs.
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. This one complete to Scott Miller. And he is going to have a Colts first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Meanwhile, Jones' throw pulled in by Gronkowski. That catch good for only a couple.
Out of bounds at the 44-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 44, Jones. Out left to Anderson. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. Offensive line wasn't set. There's the flag, and 5 yards back they go.
Quarterback has to look around and make sure that his team is ready to go. Sometimes the quarterbacks go faster than is necessary.
Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. Back to throw again. Now they go screen. It's complete. And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll try and run for it. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. good spot on the field to go for it, kind of no man's land as they call it, and it worked out.
Yeah, they call it no man's land because your punter is telling you it's too short. I'm just going to punt it into the end zone. Your field goal kicker might give.
And the Raiders have got him. Chandler Jones in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss. To try again after the sack. Jones. That'll be swung out wide here for Henderson. Will go down as a gain of 6. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. From the gun, Jones. Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And the Raiders will take over possession here up at the 44. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps and maybe stopping him before he can get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage, okay.
Yeah, in this case.
They'll run on first down. Akers. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9 at the 45-yard line.
They'll go again here with Akers. And he's going to get this pretty close to a first down at the Colts 36. The offense on 3rd down tonight, not quite 50%, 4 for 9. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. And he's able to get it to the 33, good enough for a first down.
He's taken down at the 33.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Herbert. Short throw, going to be caught by Waller. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 23.
It's a gain of 10. And a Raider first down.
Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. He's to the 10, and finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
79 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. 2nd and goal from the 1. Back to throw. Herbert. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
Suck up for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. That time, a 9-play drive. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Green to bring it back. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Unable to get it to Gronkowski that time, and that'll bring up second down. Jones' throw going to be caught by Davis. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Jones now on 1st and 10. That's taken in by Henderson. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it a second down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Now this one complete to Corey Davis. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be second and very short. Now Jones. Hauled in by Anderson, left side. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Throwing Jones. He'll air this one deep for Anderson. And this one is incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. That'll be caught by Anderson. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Letting one go deep for the end zone. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Jones looking for Rager again. This time he's got it. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Las Vegas, they pick up win number 7 on the year.